Tony was horrified to discover that a group of waiters could only lift a single plate of food together. Not only was there barely any food on the plate, but even the rice had only 10 grains. He thought it was just a joke at the hotel, but little did he know, the physical strength of all humans had shrunk 100-fold. Now, anyone who could lift a bottle of water with one hand was considered strong. Even a regular ceramic tile required 4 people to move it, and if you could eat 20 grains of rice in one sitting, you'd be a bona fide big eater. So, the only person whose strength hadn't diminished at all, Tony, became the strongest man in the world, but he had no idea about it. Until one day, while strolling, he was shocked to see a crane lifting a potted plant weighing 10 kilograms. Tony was immediately stunned and decided to check it out. What he didn't expect was that Tony's strength was so great, he almost knocked over the female CEO. Luckily, Tony reacted quickly and caught her just in time. He then asked the CEO why so much effort was needed to lift a flower pot, saying he could easily help lift it for her anytime. But the female CEO looked down on Tony, saying the pot weighed 10 kilograms, and that he, a construction worker, couldn't possibly move it. To her surprise, Tony effortlessly picked up the plant, shocking everyone around him. Even the female CEO was left speechless. How could someone, with just their own strength, move something that required a crane to lift? Immediately after, the female CEO eagerly invited Tony to her house for dumplings. Seeing how young and strong Tony was, she asked if he wanted to get married. This left him completely confused. Although the CEO was stunningly beautiful, Tony was just an ordinary man, and he couldn't possibly compare with her. He then put the pot on a table and was about to leave, but the table couldn't bear the weight of the pot, and cracked immediately. The female CEO now looked at Tony differently. Her lifelong dream had always been to marry a strong warrior, and Tony, right before her eyes, was the husband she had been waiting for. But Tony thought the CEO was just joking with him. After all, he hadn't even exerted much effort to lift the pot. Tony wasn't interested in her, so he took his pay and left. But when he got back to the construction site, he ran into his girlfriend, who showed up with a rich man to break up with him, mocking Tony, saying that the goddess he'd supported for 3 years was now with someone else. Although Tony was furious, the rich man was an incredibly strong professional boxer, which made Tony reluctantly decide to back down. But the rich man wasn't done yet, and tried to lift a 2-kilogram brick to crush Tony. However, the rich man couldn't even lift it, so he had to pick up a smaller one and slowly raise it. At this point, Tony's co-workers' expressions changed drastically, because this was almost the limit of what any human could do. Tony, filled with rage, immediately slapped the rich man, who felt like he had hit a steel plate, with an overwhelming force. The rich man was sent flying like a kite with its string cut, and just at that moment, the female CEO arrived and witnessed it all. Seeing that Tony was indeed powerful, she immediately asked him for help, asking him to represent them in the decade-long boxing competition, as it was crucial for the survival of her family. But Tony was terrified. After all, he was just a construction worker, and had no confidence in winning. But Tony's abilities had already surpassed human limits, and the CEO had already set her sights on him. In an attempt to persuade him, she even offered herself to him. Unable to resist the temptation, Tony reluctantly agreed. The female CEO was overjoyed. To thank Tony, she not only offered him a monthly salary of $1 million, but even invited him to the most luxurious hotel for a feast. When Tony arrived at the restaurant, he was shocked to see a group of waiters struggling to lift a single plate of food together.